everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have a new setup today. We just acquired 3 more bookshelves. I didn't think that the space could hold it, but yet it does. I'm not sure if we're gonna leave the couch facing this way or not, but right now it feels like a library, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. So you'll see a new bookshelf organization video in the next month or so because, Anyway, we have 30 books to haul today. These are Christmas gifts, books that I bought myself, book box books, just anything that's come in the last few months since actually I just did a book haul at the end of December in Bookmas. So we've had a lot arrive since then. Anyway, should we just get started? All right, let's start with the simple one. I have 3 copies of House of Flame and Shadow. This one is the one I'm reading. It's the Waterstones exclusive edition. I believe it has Bryce as the bonus chapter in the back. The spine is, going down vertically. And then I did pre-order the Walmart exclusive edition. Interesting that this is the only one that has the sticker this round. Like Waterstones and Barnes & Noble don't have the sticker. I'm not even sure about Target. I think I did pre-order Target, but it might be at my parents' house. And then I accidentally ordered like just a random regular edition from Walmart. I don't know what happened there. So my plan is to eventually acquire some like beautiful alternative dust jackets for these books, which, I have plenty editions, plenty of extra editions of the other books. So I could do that in the future, or, do a giveaway or something, I don't know. But I have 3 copies of this. I am currently on page, what page are we on right here? We're on page 515. Things are happening. Okay, so in my 2024 pre-orders video that went up in December for Bookmas, I pre-ordered A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft. And I literally was making that video and I was like, I'm pretty sure that Fairy Loot would do a book for this book. It just feels kind of like it fits their YA book box, and I should have listened to that inner voice telling me that, because that's exactly what they did. So now I have 2 copies, but this one is so beautiful. It's giving, look at this, okay? It's giving Princess and the Pauper Barbie vibes. Do you remember that movie? It was my favorite movie of all time. And I mean, just look how pretty this is. It's about I don't know. I would describe it as Regency YA meets this girl whose magic is threaded into the clothes that she makes. I think she has to go to a competition. There's a prince involved. I don't know. I love everything about it. I especially love this. Pay no attention to the man playing music and possibly crunching nuts in the background of this video. After New Year's, Waterstones had a 50% off hardback sale, just on a select group of books, overstock books, I think. But there were a few that I picked up that I was excited about that I would want, but they aren't a priority. So I was like, they're 50% off, I might as well, get them now. I had some credits for the store anyway. So I picked up the sequel to The Darkening, which is The Light Struck. I have not read this book yet. It came in a Fairy Loot box maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I'm not sure. But it says, a fierce revolutionary, a desperate prince, together they will face the storm or be swept away. It's something that I've had on my mind to read, since I got it. So I did pick up the sequel. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Can't really tell you much beyond that though. But, there's that. In that sale, I also picked up the Waterstones edition of Last Violent Call by Chloe Gong. This has a really pretty, neon teal embossing. Is that the right word for the hardback? This is a novella that goes with her series Foul Lady Fortune and Foul Heart Huntsman. I have both those books. I also have These Violent Delights. It's called These Violent Delights. I also have that duology to read. So I just feel like one month I'm just gonna binge read all of Chloe Gong's books and just make a video, just tell you what I think. That's the plan. This next one is a Christmas gift from Christian, so thank you, Christian, for this gift. It's called The Bloody Throne by S.C. Emmett. This is an adult fantasy book, and it's actually book 3 in Hostage of Empire. All I know is that this book was on sale, and I like told him that I wanted to read this series at some point, so he got it for me. So it is book 3. Book 1 is The Throne of Five Winds. Book 2 is The Poison Prince. I really like shouldn't read the back because it'll spoil it for me, but look at this cover. I really like this cover. It's calling me in, and like, it's flappy. I'm gonna get to it. For Christmas, he also went on my Amazon wish list, which was divine of him, and got me Shades of Rust and Ruin by A.G. Howard. This is a like dark, almost gruesome horror YA Snow White Halloween book. So I'm living for this. It's about a girl named Phoenix who knows her family is under a Halloween curse. Her parents tragically died on October 31st. She suffers from survivor's guilt. She has feelings for her boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. There's goblins and fairies and something sinister happening. There's a mystery. Sounds cool. Something I'm definitely gonna read during spooky time. This would also suit like my spooky or fairy tale retelling prompts on my Bookopoly board. My mom got me this for Christmas. It's Foxglove, which is the sequel to Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I really love and prefer these US hardback editions. I think the covers are absolutely gorgeous. The UK ones kind of gross me out, to be honest with you. But look how pretty this just like standard edition is. Oh, I guess it's not standard. It's Barnes & Noble exclusive. But like, oh my gosh, this is following another, I think there's some mystery going on in here, but it's following Fate, who is the brother to Death. I'm not gonna say anything beyond that. You need to read book 1, but I'm excited to get around to this. This is a YA, almost like, it's kind of fantasy romance. There's paranormal, there's a lot of like other things going on in this world. It's very good, I'm looking forward to it, like I keep saying. This next book is definitely a gem. Like, you know when you go into a bookstore and you've never heard of a book and you see one, you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds actually amazing, and it's not something that you would have thought maybe that you would have picked up. And for me, that's a science fiction book, but this one kind of blends fantasy romance as well. And it's from Target, and it's called Starbringer by Tracy Wolf and Nina Croft. I hadn't heard of it before. I got it 30% off. You know we love a Target deal. This says it's Firefly, which I'm not sure what that is, but Firefly meets The Breakfast Club, which I love, in this snarky new adult romance. So already it has me. And then on the back it says 7 strangers, 1 stolen ship, and the whole universe on their ass. So there's a princess, a priestess, a bodyguard, a prisoner, a con artist, a goofball, and a self-appointed asshole who's in charge of them all. And the sun is dying. Their only hope of survival is like this group of people. I don't want to read the rest of the synopsis because it looks really cool, but I do love this inside art here. But yeah, I don't want to read the synopsis because I don't want to be spoiled. I just want to go into it. I haven't had a science fiction moment since, when's the last science fiction book that I read? Do I even own any other science fiction? I mean, I own Doom, but I haven't read it. I think like the last sci-fi book I read was maybe Scythe, and that was like in 2016. So it's been a while. I do also have a sci-fi prompt on my Bookopoly board. Oh my god, okay. So I do want to show these next because they're absolutely amazing. My brother went to Japan recently and he came back with these books for me. This is the 6th book, The Half-Blood Prince, in Japanese. Which one goes first? I can tell by like the, yeah, this one goes first by the art, okay? It's so cool, look at this. And then he left in like, what is this? Oh, there's like some bonus stuff here. That's kind of cool. Is it something to mail in? I don't know, I don't read Japanese, but that's interesting. And then on the covers, wait, it's this way. Cover here, and then he wrote down on the inside the bookshop that he got it at in Tokyo. I love it, it's so cool. Look at that. So yeah, the book is split into 2 parts. Gotta keep getting this turned around. I think it should sit on the shelf like this, and it has an orange ribbon bookmark in it. Really cool, one of the best gifts that I have ever received. These will definitely go on this shelf over here. there's a little bit of a Harry Potter moment happening. So one of my favorite authors of the past year, Nusha J. Tooley, just came out with a new series. She wrote Rule of the Aurora Prince, which I've talked about a ton, and that would be Heart of Night and Fire, and the sequel came out literally yesterday, so I pre-ordered it and I got it in an hour ago. It's Dance of Stars and Ashes. This is book 2 in the Nightfire Quartet. So there are gonna be 4 books. This is an Indian mythology based fantasy romance that's adult. Sounds so good. So I'll just give you like some snippets here of book 1. It's about a girl named Zarya, and she's been like trapped in this prison. Her magic is forbidden, it's dangerous. There's blood drinking and magic weaving sorcerers and cities under sieges, and to protect her home, she has to like fight. Her dreams are haunted by a mysterious stranger who's arrogant and powerful and handsome. I mean, what's there not to love? So I think the plan is to do maybe a 24-hour reading vlog, reading these 2 books. They're like 400 pages long, so I don't know, but look how pretty these covers are. I'm really excited to have these. This one was a gift from Christian for Christmas. Thank you, baby. Okay, I recently read Court of Winter by Krista Street. She is not a very well-known indie author. I really loved this book. I only found it because I was Googling Fae Snowy books because I can't find any. This was really, really good. The writing style, I think, has a ton of promise, and I'm hoping that it gets even better in Thorns of Frost. This is book 2. I also ordered this in today because I've been thinking about this story since December, and it's now the end of February. So I'm like, if it's still on my mind, I need to know what happens next. This is a slow burn, tension, fae romance story. There's a lot of action going on. Book 2, we have a trial. I don't know, I'm excited about it. I really liked the love interest because he's actually dark, like Murdered My Family dark. Not just morally gray, like he actually is bad. Okay, I had to stop reading this book because House of Flame and Shadow came in, but I am on page 96 of the Book of Ezreal by Amber V. Nicole. This is book 1 in her Gauze and Monster series. I think there's now 3 of them, possibly 4. Already a really promising start. There's a lot of world building, which is a little bit confusing to me because I think it's an urban fantasy, but because our world exists but was like destroyed or like invaded by these demons and monsters, but like there are other worlds and there's only one map of one of the worlds. So like they keep referencing things off page, off map, and I'm like, it's kind of a lot to piece together. But this is a paranormal, dark fantasy romance with kind of like vampire creatures. Our main character, she's like not a good person. She sold her soul and her servitude to this king to protect her sister, and with that comes just a slew of problems. And then we have a king who's like the king of the underworld, like almost the devil like character, I don't know, but he's like kind of been awakened. I'm not explaining this book well, but I also like don't know what's going on, but I also really, really like it. That's all that was a terrible explanation. I'll let you know what I think by the end of this book. I'll tell you whether or not to buy it. Let's knock off another 4 here very quickly. I've been mentioning recently that I am invested in Highlander romances. So I have 4 here. Very excited to add these to the shelf. They have these like classic Fabio covers, which is pretty amazing. They are a part of a series, and I can't tell you which one comes first and which one comes last. There are so many. They're all by Lindsay Sands. This one's annoying because it's a little bit bigger than the rest of them, but what's a girl to do? So I'm in my Outlands phase. I have been for several years, and I'm finally gonna start our book club. It's coming, I promise. I keep saying that for last year, but it actually is. It's actually coming, and these are just like to hype me up for it. Speaking of Outlander, while I was in America, I picked up Breaking Time by Sasha Ellsberg. She was one of my absolute favorite booktubers. I want to say like growing up, like when I was a teenager, she, was an OG booktuber. OG. So I'm excited to read one of her books. I don't know how good the writing is. at all, to be honest with you, but it's a love letter to Outlander. That's how I heard her describe it, and I was like, sold. I don't really care how well it's written. It could be the worst book and I'll still love it because it's a love letter to Outlander and Jamie Fraser, and it has time traveling, you know, Highlanders, and there's this Scotsman who thinks that he's like born to be the protector of this girl. I'm gonna read it this month. Look how pretty the cover is as well. I think it's a duology. The sequel is Fracturing Fate. I always think it's kind of funny that the girl on the cover literally looks like Sasha Ellsberg with the red hair. Like, she looks just like her. My mom really wanted me to read this book, so I picked up Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I did read her Uprooted novel years ago, I think the year it came out. This one looks like a sequel to that one, but it's not because the covers are drawn in the same style. I think the cover's beautiful. I'm not totally clear though what this story is about. This girl Miriam's father is like a lender, a money lender, and is owed a lot of money but like doesn't collect the debt, so she sets out on behalf of him to, you know, get what they're owed, and then along the way pisses off a king or something. But I think it's not so surface level. Like, I have the impression that there's a lot of hidden meaning to like real world problems in here. If anyone's read this book, you can let me know if I'm on the right track, but this description is kind of interesting. It says, it's a new beautifully woven fairy tale in which the boundary between wonder and terror is thinner than a breath. I'm like, how descriptive is that? So my mom doesn't read a ton of fantasy at all. If she liked this, then I'm curious about what's it about. The synopsis of this book sounds so good. It's called Beguiled by Sila Penan. It says every wish has its price. This is a YA Celtic mythology inspired fae story. Does that not sound amazing? It's about this girl named Ella, and she is on her own, her family's dead, and her loom breaks. She's like a seamstress, so she is on the streets basically. So she goes to this, what is it called? Benai? It must be something from Celtic mythology. She asks her to fix her loom, and she does. There's lots of magic, but she has to feed the loom her blood, and then she gets invited to like this ball, but there's this fae prince and there's this mystery going on, and I just think it sounds really cool. So yeah. Also in America, I picked up Morgan at the beginning of the Remnant Chronicles. I did not know that this book existed. I read 2 books in the Remnant Chronicles world, but I can't tell you anything about this book other than it's really pretty. It's really short. There's illustrations in it. I love the map of this world. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read and finish the 3rd book to tell you what it's about. I think it's called The Beauty of Darkness that I was on, that I need to come back to. And then there's that duet as well. I keep saying duet and duology. I don't know. I'm a dancer. I always say duet. Pas de deux. I'm currently on page 148 of A Court That's Cruel and Lovely by Stasia Stark. This was a book that I started at the beginning of the year and then put down once I got Rhaenyra because she just takes a lot of time and energy. I haven't been able to come back to this book. It's pretty good so far. Not like too much has happened. Basically, this girl has magic and magic is forbidden. What happened so far? I can't tell you what's happened. I'm enjoying it. I need to get back into it though. What's it say on the back of the book? Oh wait, oh my god, I'm confusing this book with, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I just basically told you what happened in the beginning of A Court of Winter. I just got confused. I'm sorry. Okay, let's start this over. So this girl lives in this village where magic is forbidden. That part's correct. She has to flee because her magic is discovered, which is really silly because she was actually helping someone and then they like ratted her out. Anyway, she flees and then she is left for dead by this mercenary and this group of people who I think are fae, but I'm not sure if they're fae. That's unclear to me at the moment. I think it's supposed to remain unclear. Anyway, she makes a deal with them to like get them into this city so they can steal something, and that's where I'm at right now. That's the correct synopsis. I am so stoked for this book. This is A Kiss of Iron by Clay Sager. This is a gift from Brittany from Brenner Allen's channel. Thank you so much, Brittany. Oh, this sounds like everything that I love, and it even says perfect for fans of Guild and From Blood and Ash, which that's me. It's about this penniless noblewoman named Kat who's on the verge of losing everything. So she's, this washer. She's been given the task to spy on a powerful Fae lord known as the Night Queen Shadow, and then, doesn't this sound amazing? Bastian Marwood is handsome, ruthless, and cunning, and Kat can't decide if he's a threat to her kingdom or just her heart. I'm not gonna read any more of the synopsis. I don't care. I'm sold. I'm gonna read it. Someone did mention to me that maybe I need to read another series by this author before starting this one, but it doesn't sound like this is connected to anything. So let me know if I'm being crazy, because I'm gonna start this in the next month. Tell me if I should wait. Okay, so that was my haul. Those were 30 books that have come in. Thank God I have 3 new bookshelves. I know I have a couple of pre-orders coming soon, so I'm gonna have to do this, eventually, again, probably sooner than I think. But anyway, let me know if there are any in this pile that you want to pick up or have read. What do you think I should start with? That's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed it. I love hauling books. It's my favorite thing to do in the entire world. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't we drop a sewing emoji, a little needle and thread, because I got 2 books in here that involve looms and being a seamstress. I don't know. Anyway, I love you. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.